Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Charlie and I make handmade polymer clay earrings and accessories for my business called Charrings. One of my most asked questions ever is how do you paint clay? What do you use? How do you do it? Time to make a whole video on it. So if you're one of those people that are wondering how I paint earrings, then this video is for you. Now let's start with the basics. What do I use? I use liquid polymer clay. Now I used to use acrylic paint. That was all fun and games until I discovered liquid polymer clay, and it is a life changer. It's a game changer. You are never going to be touching acrylic paint again after this. I get my liquid clay from Sculpey. They have many different ones. You can get lots of different colors. The only colors I buy is black, white and translucent. I personally think it's all you need, and I will show you why. This one is the clear one, and here are the black and white ones. I get mine from Amazon. They're not too pricey. They're quite affordable really for what they are, and they last a really long time. Now, liquid polymer clay isn't like acrylic paint. Acrylic paint you need to leave out to dry and it will dry naturally, whereas liquid polymer clay only dries when you put it in the oven. The same as polymer clay when you bake it. It needs the same process, but you don't need to bake it for as long. So I usually put earrings in the oven, I'll bring them out, I'll paint them, I'll put them back in for an extra 10 minutes and that will cure them and it will be absolutely fine. You can paint them before baking them, it's entirely up to you. I kind of gauge it off what earrings I'm making. So if I'm making some sort of earring where it's got eyes, for example like a cat or something, and I'm painting eyes, I will paint the black, I will put it in the oven to cure it, I'll bring it back out, I'll paint the white part of the eye, then I'll put it back in again, bring it out, and it's fine, so that the colors don't merge, kind of like paint. When you paint with liquid polymer clay, it will be a gloss until you bake it, so it will dry down as a matte. I think liquid clay is also easier to work with. It doesn't create as much mess, is easier to wipe up. You can also bake it with the mess, and then when it comes out the oven, if you use acetone, it will get rid of it. So you can clean up after baking it as well, which is a great tip and something that's really useful. You may be wondering why you would need a translucent, because obviously you can't see it, so why would you paint with it? There's a number of reasons. One of them, you can mix them in with the colors, which we are going to touch on in a minute, but clear polymer clay can also be used as an adhesive, which is very, very useful. For example, these Halloween Winnie the Pooh earrings that I've made. The Winnie the Pooh was made first, and then I put the pumpkin on top. Now, if I just layered them on, there's a chance the pumpkin can fall off or they can be easier to break. But if I use the translucent liquid clay, you just put a little bit on Pooh's belly, pop the pumpkin on top, and they are not budging. They are stuck together. And that technique is actually really useful for so many different earrings that you may use in the future. Another really useful way to use translucent liquid clay is actually sticking glitter to your pieces. So many people say to me, why haven't you glazed these earrings? Why would you not put a glaze on top? How are you sealing the glitter? Why does the glitter not just fall off? And that's because I use translucent liquid clay first. So when you've rolled out your clay, you want to use the liquid clay on top and then put your glitter on. Once you put them earrings in the oven, the glitter will not budge. Here are some Christmas bows, for example, that I've made for Christmas. You can see the amount of glitter that's on there, and I have not sealed these at all. They just don't need it, and that is because I use translucent clay first. Let's get to mixing colors, because that's what we all want to know. What colors can we mix? How do we make them? Now, you can use something called pastels, which are like chalks, which you can mix in with either the white, the black or the translucent to create a color. Personally, I use eyeshadow. I used to be a makeup artist, so I have lots of eyeshadow to hand. This Beauty Bay palette is the one I reach to most because it is a multicolored palette and it's just got everything I need. So you can see here, I have been scraping this to hell. It's really useful and it does the job. And doing it that way means you can custom any color you want. You can make whatever color you want as long as you've got the eyeshadow, the blush, whatever it may be. As long as it's a powder pigment, you can mix it in and it will work just as normal. Here is how I store my liquid colored clay. You might be thinking, what on earth? They're just little paint pots. These are brilliant. Don't get me wrong, they are a little bit messy, but you can see here, I've got loads of different shades of colors, and these are all from mixing white or translucent with an eyeshadow. I do have my blacks and whites in here. I have a few shades of brown. These are the ones I use most, but I do also have all of those as well. Now, what I will say is when you're running low of these bottles, lots of it gets stuck at the bottom. What I've been doing is basically cutting them in half. I know it sounds strange, but it is so much better to reduce waste. So you can see how much liquid clay was actually left at the bottom of these. These actually make it really easy to just pop an applicator in and paint onto earrings. And you don't need to put a lid on it, anything like that. They won't dry up. They're absolutely fine as they are, just open like this. What tools do I use to paint actually onto earrings? These tools I find personally really good to use for painting. I have a few different ones of these in different sizes. So depending on the size of the ball tip is dependent on how small of a detail that I need to paint, basically. And on the other side of these is actually a silicone part, where a lot of them I have pointy silicone parts where is great for using for painting as well. The good thing about it is it doesn't dry up on your brush ever, so you can just wipe it off when you're done and it's clean, ready for another application. If you're using multiple colors, you can just use a cotton pad nearby, wipe it off, paint a red, wipe it off, paint a yellow, and it literally doesn't matter. It never dries up. That already makes it so much easier than acrylic paint because it doesn't dry, it doesn't ruin your brushes. You don't need to use a paintbrush either. You can just use these, and I think they're perfect. If you've got any questions on liquid polymer clay that I may have missed, let me know in the comments and I will answer them in a coming up studio vlog or something like that. I will make sure to let you know that I have responded to your comment in a video. If I have, I will try and help as much as possible. If you found these tips helpful and you want some more tips on polymer clay in general, I do have a beginner polymer clay guide. This is on my website, charrings.com, if you want to check it out. It is packed full of information, everything you need to know as a beginner polymer clay artist. Whether you've just started polymer clay for the first time, whether you're planning on creating a business, or if you just want to make polymer clay things for fun and you just don't know where to start, or you've started and you have so many questions, which it is very daunting, and I found it very hard when I started to not have any contact of who I can ask for questions, where I can get information. This is literally a guide that everything is in one. I've had incredible feedback so far from you guys that have purchased it so far, and I just want to say thank you to anyone that has purchased the guide. I really do appreciate it. The main reason I made this guide was to help you guys because so many people ask for tips from me every day. I just can't respond to everyone's messages every day, so I thought if it's all in one place, I can send you that and you can see what else you could learn. It's got over 20 pages covering everything from conditioning clay, where to buy clay, the cheapest places to buy clay, upgrading your equipment, what tools you'll need. There's even links to tools that I personally use so you can get exactly what I use. So that is available on charrings.com if you want to check it out. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video and it's been helpful for you. Please do subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to hit 6k subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to happen. We're at 5.7 now, so maybe. Please do like the video if you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.